our term's already expired.
Congratulations.
If we don't, you're on your own.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got till the 31st.
Ron, Chris, Ernie.
That's wrong.
I handed that out in the wrong order.
Who's administering these? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Who's administering? Oh, she is,
Okay.
okay. Oh, yeah.
Sign here.
Oh, well, you gotta raise your right hand and do all that.
Yeah.
I think you could just
We
do it all at
didn't
the same
use it.
time, like a choir, that's fine.
Slow words.
Sign here.
Well, you don't need to sign it till you, or
We
I
didn't.
guess it's gonna happen, don't matter either way.
All right.
In case I screw up.
Alright, so I
Aye.
state your name,
I, Chris Gray,
He shall
Boy
be.
Scout oath or what?
Yeah.
do
I,
solemnly,
Ron Reeser,
do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma
and the Charter of the City of Pryor Creek, Oklahoma.
and the Charter of the City of Pryor Creek, Oklahoma.
That I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
That I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable things
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
pertaining to my office other than the compensation allowed by law.
pertaining to my office other than compensation allowed by law.
I further swear or affirm that I will faithfully discharge my duties
I will first swear or affirm that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a park board member to the best of my ability.
as park board member to seat 7 to the best of my ability.
Okay, congrats.
we good? Okay.
let me sign
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Where do you think you're going? Trying to escape, Frank? You trying to escape?
I can-
Yay!
Yeah,
Good job, children.
So Sherry, you're not all alone.
Thank you. I don't like being all alone.
All right. Number 3, discuss possibly approve the minutes from May 20th, 2024 regular meeting. Can I get a motion to approve?
A motion to approve.
Have a second, please.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Number 4, Park Board Director Frank Pryor, Parks and Cemetery, please.
Kind of winging this one.
We got
I've
another
actually
Monday,
been-
so we don't get
Been
carried
pretty
away.
busy.
Another one Monday?
Yeah, our regular one.
What?
We're gonna, are we gonna have that one?
We'll talk about it here.
Um,
in our discussion.
Maybe some things.
Skate park got opened middle of June.
I have
Of
been
course,
by there numerous times, and the amount of kids using that thing is insane.
It looks
like right now, there's a bunch of bicycles on it.
It's- I've been by a couple times and nobody's been.
Well, we opened it and then like 2 days later, the 100-degree stuff hit.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know if you, when I walked on those ramps, it's hot.
I bet it is.
So,
So-
a lot of, to me, like just during the day, it's like we get a lot of younger kids with bicycles in the mornings, and then like the skateboarders are in the evening. I think, most of them are older and probably work and stuff,
I've
but,
heard nothing but good things.
we got tagged the other day, the
So,
first time.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I don't think it's a bad thing. And if
We-
you go look at every skate park, every one of them is tagged.
We haven't covered it up, well, of course, we've been busy, it's
If
not,
it wasn't done bad, it was really,
it's not vulgar.
no.
What
And-
does that mean?
Oh, spray painted
Spray
like
painted.
graffiti on the brick wall.
Yeah, graffiti.
Graffiti.
They done it on the back of that brick wall, and it's actually, so we left it, because I'd rather them spray paint the wall than the ramp. It wasn't until the next day we noticed they did do one of the ramps on the back side, and we painted it over. But the rest on the wall we left, because at one time it crossed my mind to find one of these guys to do like a skateboard mural thing on the back side. But who knows, they may do this and actually have it kind of cool looking. But as long as it's not vulgar, and I did check with the police to make sure it didn't mean something and stuff like
Good,
that.
good for you.
But that just happened. But with that's just, we've been getting hit, you know, lately. I mean, they've ruined some stuff in the bathrooms and.
But as far as the use of it, it's very, I mean, there's lots of people.
Yeah.
And it's a wide berth of people that's using it from, I mean, 5 and 6
I haven't-
year old kids, and I saw lots of people, 30s and 40s out there skating.
I haven't, the main thing, I haven't had any issues or complaints. The one thing I was kind of wondering about was the moms at the splash pads, and if the guys would maybe get rowdy, but so far, I mean, you know, it's.
Have any reports of any injuries or anything like that, or,
Nah, I mean, we've seen some guys wipe out big time, I mean, take some, but one of the rules right there, one of the first rules on it is, this is at your own risk facility, you know, we're out, but we've seen some, you know, wipe out.
Now, we can add to that too, correct?
And
More features to that.
actually, right now, the budget's, you
Right,
know,
I understand that.
but we are planning on putting phase 2 in this year's budget, you know, capital outlay. Phase 2 is gonna be a lot, you know, it's a lot cheaper, concrete's done, and it's like 49,000, I think, for phase 2. Now, I've had a lot of guys actually reach out to me, email me, whatever, with like ideas and all this, and I tell them, I said, man, I'm open, I'm new at this, with the skate park, I'm open to ideas, I said, but you have to remember, city, things work off a budget, and once I have a design, and we have that amount, it's hard to change things, because I could go down on price, but I can't
Yep.
go up. I said, so, if y'all got ideas, I need to know now, so I can get them priced, and
do they have like competitions for this? They do, don't they?
I've had a pro guy hit me up about, you know, down the road, about doing competitions, and,
Local competition would help
Yeah.
promote it.
yeah, and then
I think it's gonna be a great feature for our.
we've spoke of doing like, hey, we're gonna, as long as it's approved in phase 2, then the company would come in and do like a kind of a grand opening type thing,
Awesome.
even though it's been open. He said a lot of them do that down, like, you know, it's not right at the beginning, and they'll set up a booth and some stuff.
You know, the good thing about having that in the park too, it's gonna get a business, somebody's on, business minded is gonna start opening a business that sells, you know, bicycle stuff, bicycles, skateboards, and it will
Yeah.
drive a business to Pryor to open up to support that skateboard.
So, but it's going good. Like I said, keeping up with everything. Of course, I had my guy at the cemetery retire at the end of June. So I had 2 weeks ago, I was 3 guys down. There's 3 of us running the park and cemetery. So I had 2 on vacation, had already been scheduled for a long time. And then the next week I had 1 more gone. So this is the first week of, you know, back to full crew. I mean, I'm still short 1, but
Is the opportunity to get that person back yet?
we ran it. I got 4 applicants. We kind of spoke some today. The budget's being the way it is. We told the citywide, you know, we got to do some stuff. So there's a chance we may hold, like, I'm on budget to the other guys still, but we may try to. I've talked to all my guys. We think we've got it, can keep it covered.
Well, you're in we're in July, so but you still got
Yeah.
90 days or 90 days.
So we had to run it twice. The first time we ran for 3 weeks, I didn't get a single applicant, and the second time finally got like 4. That was it.
There's
But
not anybody up there right now.
so we're staying humped up. You know, we get hot and the grass will kind of start slowing, and bam, you get that rain enough to make the grass grow, and so it's we're hanging in there. But we've been getting hit quite a bit with, you know, just it goes in spurts and spells. Splash pad's gone good. That's 2 years from it. You know, haven't hardly had to do anything to it. And,
The cemetery doing well.
yeah, and actually, I mean, they're doing well. Haven't got any complaint. I mean, you know, doing what they can, and then once they hit a spot, a weed eat, and then once they get it down, then we're spraying. And so it kind of goes in sections. Main thing, they're still trying to keep it mowed out, so it's a lot of trimming still made.
Is there any talk about doing anything on the hill on both sides of the road as you
Well, I mean, it's,
I know
it
that
was
one
bid
side
out
of the road-
once years ago, and if I remember right, no one bid on it or something, and so it was kind of through the street department, and so I think the money just kind of faded
I know
away
that
or
one
got
side
used.
is eroding quite a bit on,
Yeah, when I worked out there, you could actually walk through, you know, the road bank and the road, and now it's, but there's, you know, there's graves up in there, so it's gonna take whatever it is, there was talk of the, was it Gabion Wall? That's what the talk was before when we looked at doing it, but Buddy could probably tell you a little bit more on that, because it was actually through the street department.
so that is the street department.
But it seemed like the thing was, no one bid on it, and so the money ended up going towards
Other than,
other projects. But
to me, I would like to see
they
something.
eventually, especially the Fairview
Well,
side,
I do think that that's something that should get on our radar pretty soon, about what we need to do to.
and I'm still working on the, there were some issues with, you know, all that when the engineering company we was using, and
Well,
they gave me a plot, you know, as to open them sections, that, so I've gone to the survey place, and we're kind of
well,
rediscussing that.
I don't know if you were in the discussion, I know Ron sent me an email, because we had a citizen that was concerned that what park is that, that's south end of town.
One Ivan Williams and,
Centennial.
Centennial, sorry.
over by Lincoln.
So there was concern that they thought that there was gonna be, there was kids playing soccer and they had goals up and it was pretty full. They were concerned that we was gonna go in and,
Yeah, yeah.
so,
There's no
so
way.
did some investigating. There's never been any talk for us about basketball goals, because that's never been our radar, correct? And if I remember right, Chris, you'd be the last, probably the only one that would know. When that was donated, what was the actual verbiage about that?
Daylight to dark,
Adult theme,
no lighting,
yeah,
be there to keep people out from after dark. And it was really, the walking trail was not even an original. We added the walking trail, but I think they're trying to make it into a garden where you could, you know, yeah, garden type, that, not
Is it-
playground equipment, not,
you go in that off that,
You know,
That
there's
room,
nothing,
there
there's
very
nothing that
often.
really validates that other than your memory.
there was a master plan
Well,
of the
somebody
park
else
like
did that.
20 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing there,
Float
I mean, you
rooms.
look in 10 years and it comes up again.
Did you have a contract, or was there anything ever done? The reason why I'm asking is, I looked and did some research through the city, and the only thing that was ever said was, that was for 10 years, to be ran a certain way for 10 years, and that was it. And
Oh, was there a document that said that?
that was it, and it was for 10 years, and so it was actually documented to where, and you all have done that faithfully for
20, yeah.
24 years now.
well, that was at the request of Chuck
Yeah.
and his wife. And we had and I don't, somebody knows where it's at.
This is a master plan, that's what I was just telling her at one time, because the engineer or architect 20 years ago wanted $1 million to, like you said, it's gonna be flower beds and was,
So, the reason why I'm bringing this up is, we had a gentleman contact us, Jay, was that not a month ago, about frisbee golf was gonna come in. So, I talked to them about that. They're okay with putting that up because it's just,
that's, I remember I got the company, the family, when we done the outdoor, you know, exercise stuff too.
that would be okay with them, they said.
To put what up now?
The frisbee golf, because it's just metal deals with chains and they throw a frisbee in it.
You're the only one that's really been here. I mean, we've discussed this before, and Centennial was a thing then, and it had nothing to do with not the family, but it's just, you know, a true, it would be just a mini 4 or 5, you know, not a true course, because a
Yeah.
true course, you know, they're like a regular golf course. And
I know that they're long, and to me, I mean, maybe we put 4 or 5 up and just to see how well it works. I know that was one of his questions or.
because I know at one time we talked, we said Whitaker was out, so there's too many people, you know, we said wham, get whacked in the
I
head.
think they just, the rumor mill got started and they saw some things
Yeah,
I told them that was never the plan, and I don't think you all had ever agreed to do any, you didn't even agree.
Who, are you talking to Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie was called, well, I talked to Nick too. They thought there was an agreement that might have been more comprehensive than that, and there's not.
I've been here, for
Nobody-
25 years now, and
And
I've
that
never
may be
seen it.
something that we need to
Just,
get drawn up to kind of outline some of that stuff.
And maybe let them be involved in what their thoughts are, so it goes there so it can be followed in the future, because in 5 years, something happens, it comes again.
Well, maybe we can, so you guys have looked to see if there's anything in the city
Yeah.
records. There's nothing in any of the minutes or anything.
Well, I mean, just very little, but I mean, as far as, and then even when the land was donated, the paperwork and the contract, I mean, it's just very vague with what it says, there's not a lot of verbiage in it.
Well, I think the original idea was when they donated the property, but they said, we've got a lot of stuff for the kids. We had a school right there that had playground equipment. We had, of course, Whitaker Park and all the other parks. Roosevelt back then had playground equipment. And they said, we've got a lot of stuff for the younger kids. What we'd like to do is have something that be for older people. And since it backed up to that residential community there, they want to make sure it just pay light to dark. And I did go over and sit down with them and show them the plans and things, but I can't remember if we had anything that was documented as far as rules and regs on, and you don't.
I came to, it had already been donated to the parks when I was at the cemetery.
Okay.
Because we went out there and we took some of the trees out that were along Elliott. And so when I came to the park, that's when we put the trail in. There was still like the barbed wire that went through the, down, we took out. And we more or less at the very beginning took trimmed like a lot more of the trees down the creek and put in the trail. But it was already donated. So I was just always told it's going to be an adult theme park,
Well,
like you said, Dave.
So here's the question that I would like for us to kind of on for our next meeting, and maybe we can add this to as an agenda item. With the growth that we have seen through that area, do we continue with the idea and the thought process, which, I mean, honor it, but do we add some type of feature? I don't think basketball courts or that, but maybe more older adult stuff that would like to be done in there. I.e. the golf, disc golf, or maybe somewhere for, I mean, usually we had the ball where the guys used to
Okay.
croquet that we had up there in that corner. Do we start adding stuff like that back there to help promote that as an adult theme park? Or,
I think their intent was for it not to become a recreational
right,
focal point. Maybe we ask Charlie and Nick and them to maybe articulate the framework of what they thought their intent was, and so we have something to work with, and to try to honor it. I don't know that we can totally, I think we have a responsibility to try to honor it, but
I don't disagree.
Well,
you think?
yeah, well, I think
do
that's a
that.
great idea. It seems like we ought to defer to Charlie and the family.
Because like I said, even that outdoor exercise, went to the, I can't remember who I went to at that time, but, we just didn't put it up. We talked to them first.
Did we
Even on
have
that.
signage there that talks about no dogs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I got those everywhere, but that don't, it's just kind of feeding the ducks. or-
Okay. That's why I get it, because we got an email about that.
Well, I don't think there's not one that says no dog, but it's the usual, it's supposed to be not on the trail, and I got the poop bags where you'll pick up after your pet.
If you don't mind, will you please make that, go by there and just check, right, go by
Yeah,
there.
I've got, it's the one on Elliott's right there, right, when you pull up that parking lot off Elliott's right there, and I got a couple of them at Whitaker, they're used pretty good,
Maybe we just, I'll check it, we had somebody send an email, and that was their concern, so.
I don't know how, some of this stuff, I don't know how you control and police,
I have
like,
no
say no
idea.
pay, I mean, because we're only there a few hours, I mean.
I know, I mean, it would be a full-time job telling people that, but it's like,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know
I mean,
how-
I get it.
With apartments on each side, and you expect them not to take their pets out, and that's where they go
I know.
to, take them out to go to the.
It's a lot to try to, I mean, maintain, just the police, that's full-time job.
And you need a pet park area over there.
We do, well,
We've kind of
we kind
talked
of got
about
that
it.
figured out, it's just we gotta figure out how to do it, so.
So maybe the next step would be is to sit down with three Williams kids and say, let's get something documented here so we can provide direction going forward. And we have something to stand behind. Because I think, we probably don't think about it very much, that was an extremely valuable piece of land that they donated. Right there on Elliott Street. And it was a large chunk of land to give to a park, and I think we owe it to them to follow their wishes and just, then, I think that'd be the first thing, let's get with them, document that, and then decide how we go, from there.
But I just wanted to make sure that way there is some type of
Yeah.
outline of what the goals are.
The only thing
where we're
I've
going, and-
ever done, I think, without actually going to the families, like, trees.
Yeah.
When people donate trees, I've never actually gone, I mean, usually no one does not want, trees,
Well, that was just something that come up, and I just want to try to get it off our list of things that, because it was brought up, and we've had a little bit between meetings due to several things, but.
And I really don't, of course, I'm always looking at the rest side of it.
I
I'm thinking of walking trails of Frisbee golf, and I think you mentioned.
but, wham.
It's something we do
Yeah, I
have
don't-
to think about.
Right, and that's something, I mean,
And like I said, we've discussed
all
this
right with
before,
it.
and I think that was the issue,
he was all right
Where
with
to
it, but it's
actually-
like,
and they're not cheap. Even, it's been in several years since I've looked into them, but when I did before, when you get your good commercial type, the pole and that steel chain, they're not
could we look
cheap.
at Bobby Buck maybe to put that in there?
It's came up at Bobby Buck, I mean, there's been several,
I mean, would that be better to put it at Bobby Buck?
that's up to you. The one thing I thought would be cool at Centennial is you got trees, you could actually make, a little harder, like, kind of put one behind a tree. Bobby Buck's gonna be pretty open, except for the
Yeah.
equipment.
It would be interesting just to think about if there's something we do. I don't think we add any more to Whitaker, because it's like we're just puked in the
Yeah.
park,
Yeah,
there's
there's a
way
lot
too
of
much
bacteria.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to try to, if it can't be a Centennial, maybe Bobby Buck is our next option, and something, we can figure out something to do, because Bobby Buck would be nice to add some more features over there.
Something that might be worth looking at, I'm thinking about trying to get enough land that you can put enough holes on. Out there at the softball fields, it's pretty
Yeah.
much open prairie, but
And another place that came up once was, all that Giles property out in the, that came up once too, and I don't know now how all that's working, who's got the land now. I mean, I think city's got it, but,
It would be nice to have something to.
yeah, those,
well, the things with those softball fields are that they're only utilized probably 10 weeks out of the year maybe, during the summer, yeah.
April to June, through June.
Yeah, the ones out by the old football field. There's a lot of acreage there that you could build stuff.
Kind of like how we done with the tennis and pickleball, it's tennis for so many
Yeah.
months a year and pickleball but,
Be
Yeah.
interesting to do, but it's something that I would like to try to explore, and of course we could put on our radar, put on mine.
If we could reach out to the family and maybe have them put something together to give us and go over it, maybe invite them to go over it with us, or at least we can go over it with us. Probably can't do it by Monday, but maybe the next meeting we could do that and have a frame reference going forward.
yeah, because I mean, it's budget time without something being budgeted, it's not like we're gonna go down there and put anything
Well,
up,
maybe
just,
look for a grant somewhere.
yeah,
Get
so,
a grant to do that or something,
yeah.
just get some ideas, some pricing, and at least we can do
But,
Mr.
nothing really, I can't do, just, doing what we can with the guys we got and chugging along.
Awesome, so we actually discussed number 6, we got to mark that off. All right, awesome. Anything else on your side when you talk about why you're still standing here?
I don't have anything in the paper, we're still, city's still working on the budget, but like for the capital outlay, there's couple things that I was looking at, and that was phase 2 of the skate park.
Okay.
And one was to, instead of rebuild, we've gotten a couple of, I got with the contractor and had him totally go through it with the tennis court restrooms. They were getting to the point, they need a lot of works, but can't afford really to rebuild new ones, but we had a contractor go through it and look at everything, doors, plumbing, electric, and everything. And so we're looking at maybe to, remodel or renovate those bathrooms. And other than that, that was probably gonna be about it, for this next year.
And on the
there's-
pool side, do we have any leaks or anything, or stuff like over at the pool? Haven't looked.
The lift station quit a while back, but, being the pools,
Just
spend
curious if
money.
there's anything going on or anything we need to worry about.
No, it is kind of funny, Love's called, there was a, cooler and stuff in there, and, so I told him, I said, yeah, I got one of those drinking fountains you put the jug on. He says, no, what we're looking for was, there was a cooler and stuff. And I'm like, well, I said, you have to give me a couple of days. I said, this thing's been shut down for several years, it's been broke into, we've had a car drive through it, we have just come across the cooler he's talking about, it's one of those glass door ones, but it wasn't working anymore, yeah.
Just curious if there's anything in it that we need to be concerned about, or?
No, we've already took care of most all.
I know that we
that
talked
kind
to
of
was it the state, whenever we had to shut it down? Is that right?
Well, the state health department.
The state, yeah, state health. Is that plan still in place? Do we ever have to notify them if anything's changed?
stuff. It has to be like locked up and drained and, we're following that kind of stuff.
I was just curious because I know that we had to notify them.
Well, they definitely get involved when you start to turn it back into a functional facility and having
Yeah.
people, but I don't think, other than that, if we've got it, I'm not aware of any requirements.
Nah, like I said, they said inspect it like normal. Most of it's a drive-by, because it had to be locked up and secured, and said no water in it. That was,
Okay, I just was curious while we was thinking about it, because I know that we had a big topic of discussion there for
Yeah.
a little while.
but,
You're good on
Bub's
that?
posting, there was a little bit left over from that grant money when we done the other additional pickleball courts. And we're supposed to use it, and we're gonna install like a second light pole on the north side of the skate park.
That'd be awesome.
We got FEMA money from the storm last year, and so I went ahead and bought the 2 lights and bullhorn, and so, and all that, so just matter whenever they can run electric and we gotta decide where to put the pole. Originally, it's gonna be on the west corner, but when we had that fence peeled back, for all the equipment, cement trucks to go in and out, I went back and I had a double gate installed there. That way we could get in. So now I can't put the pole right there because we put a gate. So we're going, in between the other water lines and sewer lines, I'm supposed to meet with the utility department to kind of figure out where we're going to place the other light.
Awesome. So everything looks good on your part, on your budget and stuff like that?
Yeah, just coming in one of those tight years, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions for Frank?
Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
Awesome. So I want to read this, we all know. Number 6 was discussion regarding a proposed disc golf course in Centennial Park. We discussed that. There's no action taken on that. And number 5, golf course report with Director Dennis Bowman, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I'm always excited to let you know the golf course has been doing great. So we just busy, busy, busy. Don't have the exact numbers in yet, but I can ballpark them. The golf course revenue is about $790,000 for last fiscal year.
Wow.
Crazy, yeah. It's just been busy, 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 so, which is really good. There is some growing pains always associated with that, but we work through them. I think the year before we did 735 or something like that, so it just, and I thought, man, that was just an outstanding year. So just another huge year.
So the other question that drives is, what would the expense side look like? What do you think you're gonna net out this year?
That's a good question. It's hard to tell because they got so many expenses, you know, we run so far behind month-wise. But, you know, I think it'll be, I'm kind of guessing 630 or something like that.
So you're thinking maybe 150, 60,000?
Yeah, 100,
net?
maybe 650 somewhere
Yeah.
until they get them up. And they're real close to having some of those numbers. I just talked to them today, so they're real close to getting those, so,
That would be
maybe
until
650.
June 30. They're trying to finish that up for June 30.
Yeah, correct.
You know, this is, I'll just have a question after, because I don't know if you get involved with it or not. Do you guys, escrow, not escrow, what's the word I'm thinking of? Money that's spent this year, last year, but doesn't get paid till this year. If you don't, somebody help me out here, what's that called?
Well, we had some discussions last year that they earmarked some money to stay in for car pass, even though they didn't spend it. Is that what you're talking about?
No, the word escapes me, but it's a common accounting process, is what you do is you book the expense in the previous year, at the end of the year, and then when the invoice comes in and you pay it the next year, then you turn around and reverse that charge because you've already expensed it. That way you keep your expenses with your revenues in the current year. And I heard, the reason I'm asking, because I heard a little bit about that
I think they
on
do
a
that.
council meeting,
Right.
that they were saying, oh, we didn't pay for it, we authorized it, spent it, but we haven't paid for it. If it hits next year, it's gonna inflate next year's expenses and understate this year's.
Talking about encumbering the
So
funds.
my understanding,
I'm just gone blank on the
Yeah.
term.
so yeah, like the money so the year ended June 30th, right? So if they're paying something in July, middle of July, that money goes back onto those books in June 30th, if it's for that fiscal year.
Yes, so you guys are doing that,
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the way they do it.
okay.
Because that's why it has to wait, because they'll pay a lot of stuff in the month of July that goes back to June. So then, once they get all that paid, then they do all those books, then we can see what the actual numbers are. Because they have to have those accounts payables back to
But the
them.
real-time revenue.
Accounts
is pretty
receivables.
easy to find. You were like 790 the year before, 735,
Yeah.
I think, and just the revenue side.
Yeah, I left my book at home. I went home for lunch, my little notebook, I keep all my notes in, so. But anyway, yeah, it's, so we just really did good. I mean, it's, and with that, now we kind of can see, all right, here's how much money we can spend on Cart Pass. I met with the mayor on the budget and we went over that. So we think we're real comfortable of allocating $150,000 for Cart Pass out of all that. $25,000 for the Cherokee, so that means we can spend about $175,000 for Cart Pass, without trying to get ahead of it. But anyway, we'll get to that here in a minute. But so that's, you know, once I can see the numbers, say, hey, we're really good. So, and then we'll know those expenses here real shortly. But, yeah, it's just been a really good year, a lot of good tournaments.
And we carried over how much from last year?
You know, yeah, 100 and something, that sounds about right. So we had like, you know, last time I remember 380 in our account. So,
So bottom line, we're self-sufficient still, we're not
Very good.
borrowing money.
very good, no.
We don't need any money,
Mm.
and we can pay for all these things ourselves.
Right, if we keep this up,
They accumulated extra to pay for the
Yeah.
car pass.
yeah, if we can keep accumulating up roughly 75 to 125,000 a year, we can buy our equipment, keep our cart pass, and then start working on buildings and stuff, so. We're really doing good, just I'm hoping we can ride this thing out for,
You know, it's, the car pads are obviously, if you haven't been out there, they're needed.
Yeah,
And at some point, it's gonna impact the play.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot needed out there.
Yeah.
It's gonna impact the play at some
100%.
point. I mean, the fact that the golf course is so well kept
Yeah.
overrides the fact that the car pads.
exactly, that's our only saving grace is that,
The bathrooms and
yeah,
the.
bathrooms, exactly, everything. The capital improvements are a lot out there,
So,
we have those, but,
because I played in a tournament just a couple of weeks ago out
Yeah.
there. One of the, I guess, some of the questions I have, because like you,
Mhm.
as we're growing our funds, I know that we've got golf carts that are coming up,
Mhm.
and we need to start talking seriously about when we're going to get those
Right, yeah, so,
bid is and when their expectations are. What equipment do we have coming up that we need to start talking about getting replaced?
we'll have them paid off, I'm gonna say March, they're paid off. And so, but this fall is when we need to start talking about getting them renewed for middle to late summer. I mean, cause they are getting a lot of use, they are, you know, which is,
Is that cash flow neutral though? I mean, you get them paid off and you replace them, or does it cost you more to replace them?
oh yeah, you probably, you know.
Just wanna keep paying the same amount and keep it.
Yeah, you're probably about, the golf cart's worth about a third of what you paid for it, which is probably pretty good, because compared to other courses that don't quite do as good a maintenance as we do on them, keep them.
But you have them on basically a schedule that, I guess, as I understand it, they get paid for, then they kind of wear out, but then you bring them in and that payment you've been paying for it all the time stays about the same as you get the new ones in, you
Right.
start all over again.
Yeah, it doesn't go up
So,
much.
it's just an ongoing expense.
Yeah, we usually try to go, we've been trying to go, you know, 8 months to a year or something without paying for some. That gives us a way to save up some more money. Right. And that's the good thing about the gas carts, you don't have to replace batteries, but these are taking a beating, you know, we haven't seen play like this ever, so they're going around and around and around, so they're making us a lot of money, but yeah, they're taking a lot more wear. It's like a rental car, man, you rent, you know, it wears it out, so, but yeah, we're gonna, instead of what I was hoping, you know, that, hey, we could pay for these carts, run them for another year, and then do another fleet, but as much as we're wearing these out, it's gonna probably have to be sooner, because it's just a lot to them. They're getting a
Well,
lot of,
and that was my concern, so
Right.
we are, that we're putting more use, more
Mhm.
turns. How long can we usefully, we're at least getting something for them after they're paid?
Right.
Can we go a year, or is that?
I don't think we can go a year this time,
So
because we're just
if
getting so
we
much.
get-
I'm saying middle of summer, if we pay them off in March, it may be just a few months trying to get some after that. But that's a good talk for the winter time, and I can really talk to those guys, and they can start giving us some prices on what these are gonna be worth.
That'd be a good idea to
But
see
yeah.
some options and.
Yeah, but that's, yeah.
And then equipment wise, are we okay? Is there?
There's a few things we need. We did budget so our real nice roller that we bought to roll the greens was really a nice piece of equipment. It's heavy, so our little maintenance carts don't pull it around as good. So we've actually budgeted in enough money to buy one of those gators. And it'll pull it around a lot easier. And I've talked to Buddy Glenn, he's got one out there, and Frank's got one, you know, so they're a lot beefier unit than what we have. So we need to get that on there to pull that piece of equipment around, 'cause we use that every other day, just about. So, but then there's gonna be some other equipment, some more maintenance carts, which we probably will roll that into our golf cart lease, is getting some more maintenance carts at that time. And then there's gonna be a greens mower, you know, we have to replace, upgrade our greens mower, and, a lot of it's really good. All of our equipment, we do a good job taking care of it, but the greens mower is probably the next thing on the list. And everything, it's crazy when you start talking prices to these guys.
Well, and that's why I was asking, because.
Crazy what they
when
go
you
up.
think about some of the stuff we have coming up, and then the amount of equipment, which is crazy,
Yeah.
if you're at 10 o'clock talking about equipment, but
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it'd be nice to get ahead of it instead of behind.
yeah, stay ahead of it,
Awesome.
right.
Instead of hitting it one time.
Well, there's a lot that goes into these, that Dennis has done behind the scenes from a calculation standpoint of, I mean, like carts. If you extend the cart, you are saving your cart expense that you typically pay on an annual basis. You save that money. The downside is your maintenance cost goes up.
Right,
And then you also have an impact on your play,
right,
because people may look at the carts and go, you know, the carts aren't very. So there's things that balance, and the same way with
Yep.
equipment. Now, equipment that's not customer facing, the customer, I'm assuming that what's driving that primarily is, it introduces efficiencies. It allows you to work with less staff
correct,
than what you could work with
100%,
if
you're
you
right.
didn't have it.
Yep.
But it's got, you know, anyway,
Useful life.
and there's some of this stuff, we've talked about it some, that, we're gonna need, and it may not be me, I may not be, we're gonna need some heads up when you look at riding off into the range.
Yeah.
And some of this institutional knowledge that you have on this,
Right,
you know, can we find somebody that's got your background? Probably not.
right.
That's not gonna be easy. They're gonna
It'd be
be,
pretty tough,
it's gonna be tough.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
I'd
we
make
don't
it
go through a period where, oh my gosh, we've got new people and the wheels start falling off.
Right,
So somehow how to do that
yeah, some kind of transition.
transition and continuity and,
Travel
Well,
knowledge.
yeah, we need to seriously think about that. And I know you'll give us a heads up.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Give
Yep,
us a
been here.
5-year warning.
So the 1st of July has been here 23 years this time around.
23,
So, yeah, and then 9 years the year before, so 32. So, but anyway,
geez.
absolutely. Yep,
So, number 7, discuss possible recommend council action to seek bids for golf cart path at Pryor Creek Golf Course. Proposed funding, $150,000 from Golf Capital Outlay, with $25,000 from Cherokee Nation Grant Fund.
Was he complete with his
Oh, I'm
own?
sorry, that's where, was you complete, or?
I can go back to what I have to.
No, I just wanna make
Yep.
sure we cover.
Yeah, I want to cover those bridges. So, a bridge update, because that kind of affects, you know, how much money we're spending. So I gave everybody a letter here from Jerry Cowan and Elite Fabricators. So, Jerry kind of took this over and helped run with it. He's doing all this work. He's gonna give us 5 bridges. So all we're gonna be out is maybe some concrete work on hole number 6, item number 6 there, which we can handle. I've already talked to a guy, he's interested in a little barter system for some golf, and he's a concrete guy. So, anyway, we probably can even get that done out of pocket. But he's gonna be talking to people. You guys feel free to talk to somebody if y'all know of a company that would be willing to donate some of this money. Because he's trying to get all of it paid for, you know, and then he's gonna basically be out to labor, probably. But anyway, he's taking care of all 5 bridges, which includes the bridge on 7, the bridge on 8, 2, 11, and 18. And he's gonna have 2 of them out there within about 2 or 3 weeks. He's working on them.
So let me understand this, because this sounds just about too good to be true.
Yeah.
He's donating his labor, but he's gonna have material cost of $32,500 plus $6,000,
Yeah.
so $43,000 to build all the bridges?
And he's going around getting donations from people to help take care of it. He's already talked to people
To help with the 43.
to help, yeah.
So how are you handling that, Dennis? Are you doing any kind of donor recognition?
Yeah, we'll have to, we'll put signs on the bridges, Jerry wanted to put one big sign out front. Not on each individual bridge, but one sign somewhere up around the pro shop. Bridges donated by these companies here.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, we'll fix up a nice sign for that.
Quit looking at stuff. There's something up there that's, that
real nice, yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah, notarization for it.
right.
So we're saying
Recognize it.
$43,000 for all those bridges.
That's don't include labor or all the work that Jerry's doing, that's just,
He's just donating the labor, and he would like to
Yeah.
get some donations to cover the cost.
right. The labor's his
Yeah,
But to
donation.
do 7, 8, 2, 11, and 18 is only $43,000.
Yeah,
So,
so they're gonna be really nice, Jerry does great work, so I can't wait to see the first two, and I think they'll be,
You have
be real
renderings or
pleased.
photos or
what did,
Huh?
you have photos or renderings of them?
No, he's got it, I guess, all up here right
what,
now.
So
we
you have no idea what
somebody,
these look like?
I have an idea, I did go out and look at the stuff out at his, lay-down yard, the metal, and so, but, you know, when you're looking at that metal, it's gonna look good. But he's telling me, hey, we're gonna do this, this, and this, we're gonna paint it, it'll look really good, so it's gonna be structurally really sound. And,
we had somebody put together some things for us, what, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
How much it would be, what were we looking at there
about, if,
to compare this with?
about 50,000 a bridge.
50,000?
Yeah, but you could drive a semi-truck across that bridge he designed for us.
Semi-truck.
Yeah,
So, this
And
is
these-
a whole lot better financially and serves its purpose.
yeah,
What
100%,
it
yeah,
looks like.
yeah. I think he'll make them look good,
I think, I'd like to see what they look.
yeah.
I'm sure they got the capacity, they can give us rendering drawings and things like that out there. That's
I'll tell you what, that's
generous,
an extremely generous
that's a generous offer.
from him, I mean, we need
Yeah.
to,
I think we should follow up on it and try to get whatever detail we need and.
Yeah.
So,
we need to figure out how we can help him.
so that's my question to you. Of this $25,000 from the Cherokees, could we not use that to that $43,000 to make that money less?
That hurts my cart pass, I need that money.
Yeah.
So I understand,
But,
but you need bridges too.
But
he's gonna take care of all this.
25,000 was designated for cart pass too, wasn't
yeah,
it?
but he's gonna take care of this. If we can add to it, that's great, but he's gonna take care of this.
So it didn't cost us a penny.
No, the only thing it costs us is number 6, concrete. He says, the only thing it's gonna cost the golf course is number 6, I'm taking care of everything else. But if anybody can help, he'd sure entertain the help.
He's gonna absorb it, but he's also gonna try to get other people to pitch in.
Right.
I mean, he's throwing,
He's talking to all these other people
yeah,
out here.
he's throwing in all this labor for free. And he's saying, you know what, if the community would step up and help maybe with
Mhm.
other businesses and whoever would be willing to help with materials and
Yeah.
supply costs.
And he's talking to them.
But let me understand,
Yeah.
but if he doesn't get anybody to
He's
pony up,
he's
he's
got it.
still gonna do it.
He's still gonna do, he's got it done. He's talked to enough people, he's got, that he's comfortable with doing it. He says, yeah, I'm gonna get you 5 bridges, all you gonna pay for is the concrete.
I don't,
Knowing the challenge, that doesn't surprise me, but wow.
Right.
So
100%, yeah, it's like, woohoo.
we have an estimate on concrete.
You know, it's probably, you know, cause it depends on how much of an angle, and he's cut that way down, maybe $1,000 a bridge. It's not, it's gonna be pretty minimal, and I think I can work some of that out with the guy doing the concrete. We might just pay for the concrete, and he provides his labor, and do some golf swap.
well, that's magic.
Yeah.
Ken,
So that gets us, that's why we can spend more money on cart pass.
yeah, we can save all that over here.
Yeah.
How far will that money go on car pass? You have a clue?
Yeah, I mean, I run some numbers, it's what, I kinda average up roughly, say, $7,800 a hole, when you just divide it by 18. Hole number 1, we don't need to do, it's all concrete.
Yeah.
But, so, I think, depending on what our bids come in on the labor and the hauling, I already know what the asphalt costs, I've been talking to those guys, at $64 to $66 a yard. Then we just gotta haul it, and our haul's cheap, because it's not very far.
Okay.
But it still costs money, you know, still gonna be an amount, so the biggest cost is gonna be getting it laid, and the cost of the asphalt. So we can't tell how far our money's gonna go, you know, $175,000 is basically what we got to work with. But once we know what they say, hey, to haul it and lay it is X amount of dollars, then, all right, we can figure out how much asphalt we can buy and how, you know, cause they'll bid it by the linear foot. So we have a total of like, where's my linear foot there? I had too many numbers. That's down by the ton.
Is asphalt cheaper than concrete?
Yeah, you can do concrete. Now, see, if you get going to doing concrete, you know, concrete's 3.5 inches thick, so you have to take out the existing to get it down low enough, or if you lay it on, fix it up on top, then you have to haul dirt in, because now you're gonna be way up above the natural grade.
There's a pretty good base on.
Concrete's better, but
It's back down, it's been used a long time.
yeah,
There's a good solid
the
base.
this asphalt will probably last the golf course at least 20, 25 years.
Asphalt.
Yeah.
So do you think $175,000 will get?
12, I'm guessing 12, maybe 13, 14 holes. Depending, I've talked to these guys on price, and that's my best guesstimate, 12, 13, 14 holes.
How wide, 2 car?
8 foot. 8 foot wide.
More than 2 car paths wide. They're 2 cars wide.
That's how wide our paths are now, is 8 foot. I went out and measured to make sure it's 8 foot. I thought they was 6, but they're 8. When you get to measuring, oh, that's bigger than it looked. So, I'm just guessing we can do 12, 14 cart paths, and
That's quite a few.
and that, yeah, that'll take care of.
So if you do the math on that, it's probably 35,000 short of being able to do all the paths.
Right, and then my plan is maybe to hit Danny up and see if there's any way they can add a little bit more and help us finish
How
up.
this last year ended and what kind of surplus you're carrying over.
True, right.
You might have enough.
Could
to
come
do
back
it.
and just go ahead and do them all, yeah. Yeah, once we know how much money's in the bank.
So, we had to worry nothing about the bridges then, that's taken care of, so that takes care of the majority of our bridges. And the only thing we have to do is cart paths, which is number 7, which I read.
Mhm.
So, we want to approve $175,000, and then if there's money left over, do we?
We probably have to come back and say, hey,
That's what my next question was.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess I'd recommend coming forward with the estimate on the use of 175,000, what that does.
right,
And then the estimate on then the full cart paths, so that we have both of them in front of us.
We know what
So
we're
that
lining.
we can look and we'll have better
Absolutely.
financial numbers.
right, well,
Maybe there'll be enough to do it, or make the recommendation
Right.
to
Yeah.
the city council.
But I agree with you. I think we need those numbers before we can recommend.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
before I should bid it out. I'm gonna bid it out by the linear foot.
We can't
Yeah.
recommend it to council yet, can we?
We gotta do something though to continue with that 25,000.
We can always come back and add to it.
Yeah, I don't think we have the risk here that we've had in the past, because we've got the money in the bank at the golf course
Mhm.
to fund this. That's gonna be the constraint. It's not like we could get ourselves in a bind where we get overcommit and we can't pay for it. You're only going to commit based on estimates to what you have in the bank and
Right.
can fund it.
Correct,
So we're not worried about somebody else having to come in and,
no.
you know,
Funded.
And then-
add dollars. The only difference is, the only risk is how much can you do?
Right, and
And
then,
if we can't get it all done, I don't, nobody's thinking that we shouldn't do any of it until we do all of it, are they?
No.
And that's not an issue.
I'm just thinking that if we're gonna do it, and there's funding there, and we've had a surplus this year, it'd be nice to just get it out of the way.
Yeah,
The
Do
whole
all
thing.
so my point on that would be, we go ahead and approve this, so at least get the bids out. And then by the time the bids even come back, we'll know where we're at the end of the year fiscally, and we could say, all right, we wanna modify this bid to do 18 holes, or 17 holes, or 12 holes, whatever,
So
you
you
know.
don't think council's gonna ask, okay, if we approve this 175, how
Well, it's
far
not-
is it gonna go?
Well, here's the deal though, it's not coming out of city budget, it's out
No.
of our budget. So there's no, I mean, we're just telling them, we're gonna take money out of the bank to use, and it's just,
Right.
we're just giving them
Okay.
a heads up.
And that's, you've gotta really, I mean, typically what you're talking about is the way we would do it. We'd get council to okay it. But I think they're gonna say, it's an enterprise fund, the dollars are there, they're taking the risk. And the
Sure.
risk is, if they run out of money, that
So be
means,
it.
yeah, so be it. That's
But
what
you
they
had,
want to
you had
get from.
380 in the bank
I think so,
at the end of the year.
right. We'll have, when they get done, I can know exactly.
How much did you have in the bank at the end of the year before?
I wanna say 286 or something right in there.
Exactly right.
Extra 100.
Huh?
Exactly right.
Am I?
Oh my gosh.
I do remember that because that was the topic in
So,
conversation, so we have grown.
I think we need to do it orderly and see how far it goes, but I have a gut feeling we're gonna be able to get this whole
To
thing.
do all,
We
that
might be able to do it all. Right.
would be great.
At least I can get started getting the bids out and they can say, okay, instead of doing 12,000 feet, we wanna do 20,000 feet.
Just haven't been all, but know that we're going.
So what do you need from us? Just, go ahead and let's get the bids in, or?
Yeah, just approve of the,
Yeah.
get the
Council?
bids for the
Just
cart paths.
Also recommend council action to seek bids for cart paths at the Pryor Creek Golf Course. Proposed funding, $150,000 from Golf Capital Outlay and $25,000 from Cherokee Nation grant funds.
And I think that when you go up there, and Dennis works with them all the time, is just say, this is being funded by the golf course. We're not looking for any city funds,
Right.
putting any city funds at risk.
And
And
it,
I think from our standpoint, as you said you're bidding this by the foot,
right,
I don't know specification wise, just to protect
right,
the golf course,
yeah.
is there, you said 8 feet wide, how deep are you talking?
2 inches,
2 inches
Yep.
by 8 foot wide,
Yep.
and they're gonna bid it, they're gonna give you an estimate based upon how many lineal feet,
right.
2 foot, 8 foot, okay.
And we've got all those numbers and maps and everything, so,
And they're doing all the prep,
yep.
so they're gonna take up the old surface,
Nope,
or
nope, just gonna
they'll
lay,
grind it.
they're not gonna grind, they're just gonna lay over the top. We're gonna prep the old
Okay.
surface, but yeah, we're just gonna lay right over the top of it. We got it all mapped out. And we got the,
So I'm assuming that you're comfortable that that's a good enough base,
yeah,
that it's going to,
yeah, I've had all of them look at it out there, or not all of them, I've had 3 or 4 contractors come out and we looked at it and they said, yeah, we can just clean a few spots up here and we'll lay right over the top of it. And they even had Buddy, talked to Buddy Glenn out here at the street department, and he said the same thing, just lay right over the top of it.
Any other discussion? Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Get a second, please?
I'll second.
I guess we'll do a roll call, please.
Reeser,
Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Graves,
Yes.
Shelby.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis.
Yep. One other note, as far as the golf course goes, and I know Sherry's talked about this before, but, I've met with some guys out there, and there's a group of them that wants to get together and ask for more donations for the golf course and put up a real tall fence at the back of our driving range to block balls from going in that lagoon. So it's probably gonna be about $15,000, but I think we'll get some donations from that.
We need a net, like just a net.
We need, yeah, poles, we need like 50-foot tall poles and nets, and it's a cable,
My thinking was we should be able to get with GRDA.
Yeah,
and see
right.
if they'll put those
Poles up.
for you.
that'll save a lot of money if they can do that, yep.
I think that they'd be
So,
willing to.
we
I
will,
think it's
Help
disgusting that
participate.
people can hit it that far.
yeah,
But yeah, we'll allow them to.
that's why
It's the net.
Sherry brought that up, because she wants to be able to hit her driver out there, she can get it all the way in
No,
that
I'm
lagoon.
tired of listening to my husband go on, can't use my driver out there. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So we're gonna be looking for donations for that, and I think, you know, I know there's been a handful of them already said they'll throw in 1,000, 2,000, so we can probably make that happen pretty quick. I told them I'm gonna work on that after I get cart passing bridges and just to
That'd be awesome.
busy out there. Like tomorrow I've got interclub, Friday we got the night tournament, Saturday I've got 60 people from Tulsa coming over for the sandblasters. It's just every week, just bang, bang, bang out there, but we're knocking it out.
Are we still doing well on our memberships?
Yes, yeah,
Monthly
doing
memberships?
good, yeah.
Have you seen a growth or is it steady?
Yeah, it's kind of steady, it grows and it'll kind of level out and then, but we're still growing a little bit.
Do we need to get ahead of the curve, try to help that some? Try to promote a little bit more or try
Yeah.
to do
The
something?
more
to
promotion we can do, the better. It's just having the time, you know.
I mean, do we need to try to make, help get more golfers to come out? I know that we've always did some
Always,
type of program. or-
Yep, yeah. The more we can get, it's just, because, it's just pretty simple. More revenue we can generate, then we spend X amount of money, then it gives enough money for more capital improvements. That's just the way you've been
Something to
operating.
do to get,
But yeah, we need to promote.
Well, you ought to talk to your head of marketing out there.
Actually, I'm working on,
At what point
He
during the
talks to
day?
himself a lot.
Yeah, he does.
so I have a young man that works for me. He's going to Rogers State and he's doing sales and marketing. So I'm
Oh,
getting him off his feet and putting him to doing some of that kind of stuff. So he's a great young man, and so he loves being out there and loves golf, and so he's really come along good. So had him do some.
It's just something that I was thinking of, as it's all great and we're doing well right now, but it would be nice to make sure that we've got some,
Keep it going.
keep it going.
You gotta keep the roll
As
going.
people move, change, and
Yeah.
as much as the industrial park has going on, that's only going to increase, traffic.
Yeah.
On the golf course and
Yeah.
everything around there, so it'd be nice to be able to help promote that.
Yeah.
However we might do it, but I think it'd be very useful for us to start really putting a plan together of what we need to do there.
Yeah. The more marketing and promotion we can do, the better, for sure.
Awesome.
last question, air conditioners?
Oh yeah, we got air conditioners. Pro Shop's cool finally.
Okay.
They work great. Guy did an awesome job, so they work great. And yeah, we're back into being cool instead of being 90 degrees inside the Pro Shop.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you, Dennis.
Yep.
Any other questions for Dennis?
Thank you, Dennis.
All right.
So before we adjourn, we were supposed to have a meeting Monday. So technically, does this meeting count for this month?
I mean, it counts if you want it to count. I can cancel Monday. It's not like a big deal if you want me to do that.
I don't have
Is
anything.
there
That's
a need for a meeting outside
We need to
the
vote.
legalistic side
So,
of this?
that was my question, is there other things that we need to bring up? I mean, I've got a couple of things, and, I mean, can we legally talk about it now since we're still in session?
I would point out that because we're in a special meeting, we can't talk about unforeseeable business. Like, there's not, like,
And
there's
not-
nothing on the agenda to pass now.
I was just, my point is, I don't think we need to do another meeting on Monday, just for the simple, we just had one, and I don't see anything. We could draw agenda for the following month and address some of these things.
You
And
can
then-
have a special meeting sooner than the third
Nah, well,
Monday
let's
of
keep
August.
it, no, let's just keep it like it is. I mean, one of the things that was brought up about Dennis and retirement plan, and when's that coming? And there's a couple of things we need to start putting on our radar before it gets, hey, it's gonna happen. I would like to have a plan of action of what is the protocol that we're gonna look for? How are we gonna do the Centennial Park deal? I mean, there's a couple of things we need to start hammering out because it's starting to get there. Plus, we're getting into the fall season and school.
So if we don't do it Monday, when it's going to
The
be?
the following meeting will be, I'll tell you. August,
19th of August?
yes,
No, or is it the 4th? Fourth Monday? What is it?
I think it's the third Monday.
Third Monday, so it's the 19th.
the third or fourth,
I can't remember.
It's the fourth Monday.
so it'll be the 26th.
26th.
And I was trying to remember, this is 26th. So we got, that's plenty.
Yeah, all we really did is we moved the meeting up about
Uh,
a week or so. Yeah, You know, I think something that, if we talk about, just things to think about, this is not an agenda on this, but we can think about, I'm hearing a lot from everybody here about new type of facilities, whether we're talking about, somebody said something about, you know, frisbee golf, and there was some
Yeah.
talk about, different things that Dennis may, you know, it looks like he's got a pretty good lineup of things to do at the golf course. But we know pickleball's been, so maybe something we start looking at is, put as regular part of the agenda, what type of recreational facilities do we think the city of Pryor needs to provide that we're currently not providing? And
And the answer will be a pool.
a pool will be one.
An aquatic center.
And there's probably other things, I know somebody mentioned dogs, and I don't know where dog parks.
A dog
are
park.
fit.
Yeah, a dog park would be great.
Put that on there, brainstorming